She rolled her eyes and said, "She just speaks other people's words. She's not important." Then the room fell silent, when the general walked in, stood beside me and said, "Without her, none of us would have made it back." "My name is Ava Reynolds. I'm 28, and I grew up in Raleigh, North Carolina, where my family saw me as the quiet one." My sister Olivia, a marketing executive, always stole the spotlight, introducing me as just a translator despite my military service as a linguist in the U.S. Army. They didn't know I decoded classified intel, briefed generals, and supported active missions. When Olivia mocked me at a public ceremony honoring my team, General Marcus Hale took the podium and rewrote my place in the family forever. It started 2 years ago at a family barbecue in Raleigh. The backyard was alive with music and laughter, but the talk centered on Olivia's latest ad campaign. I sat in the corner, flipping through a cousin's vacation brochure I'd translated into Spanish for fun. Mom beamed at Olivia. "You're our star, Liv." Dad nodded. "Ava, you're still doing that translation thing?" Olivia smirked. "She just reads other people's words." Their words stung, but I stayed silent. They thought I was insignificant, but I was already more than they knew. The truth? I wasn't just a translator. As an Army linguist, I held top-secret clearance, decoding intercepted communications from hostile groups, briefing top officials, and guiding missions in real time. I'd worked on a classified operation, codenamed Iron Pulse, translating encrypted messages that saved a unit from an ambush in 2024. My role required fluency in Arabic, Pashto, and Farsi, plus hours analyzing coded signals. My family never asked about my job. They assumed I shuffled papers. But I had evidence: commendation letters from General Hale, mission logs crediting my work, and secure emails detailing my briefings. Olivia's jabs grew sharper last Christmas. "Ava still playing with words?" she asked, passing the ham. Mom laughed. "Liv's out there building brands." "What do you do, Ava?" Dad added, "Translation's nice, but it's not a career." I smiled, hiding my anger. I'd just returned from a DC briefing where my translations had pinpointed a threat, earning a nod from the Pentagon. They thought I was small-time, but I was saving lives. The turning point came when my unit was invited to a public ceremony in Raleigh, honoring Iron Pulse's success. General Hale would speak, and my team was to be recognized. I didn't tell my family I'd be there. They'd been invited by a cousin, assuming it was just a military thing. Olivia RSVP'd, planning to network with VIPs. I saw my chance. I'd been quiet too long, letting her dismiss me. The ceremony, live-streamed by local news, would be my stage, not for revenge, but for truth. I started preparing, knowing Olivia's charm could overshadow me if I wasn't ready. I gathered evidence, a commendation letter from General Hale stating, "Sergeant Reynolds' translations saved lives," mission logs crediting me with Iron Pulse's success, and emails from Colonel Sarah Blake praising my briefings. I shared them with my teammate, Lieutenant Ryan Cole, who'd seen me in action. "Ava, you're the linchpin," he said over coffee in Raleigh. "Why let your sister steal the show?" I sipped my latte, my eyes narrowing. She'll see when the general speaks. I needed to ensure my role was clear at the ceremony. I emailed Colonel Blake, requesting a mention of my contributions. "I don't want to hide anymore," I wrote. She replied, "You'll get your due, Ava. General Hale knows." Ryan connected me with a Raleigh news reporter, Emma Ward, covering the event. I sent her an anonymous tip. "The ceremony has a hidden hero. Watch the general's speech." Emma replied, "I'm on it. Sounds big." I wanted Olivia's shock broadcast live, her dismissal exposed. I kept up the quiet act at work, translating routine documents to avoid suspicion. Olivia visited Raleigh for the ceremony, texting, "Don't embarrass me at this event, Ava." I replied, "Just there to watch, Liv." She didn't know I'd be in uniform, standing with my unit. I practiced a short statement for after the general's speech, explaining my role without bitterness. I wanted to honor my work, not fight. I researched military protocol, confirming commendations were public record. My evidence would hold. The night before the ceremony, I stood in my apartment, polishing my army dress uniform, its linguist badge gleaming. My evidence was backed up on a USB and cloud server. I texted Ryan, "Ready?" He replied, "You're about to own that stage." My family thought I was just a translator. Soon, they'd hear General Hale say I was the reason they came home. Hey, if you're hooked on this story, hit that subscribe button for Revenge Line. We bring you epic family drama and revenge tales every week. Comment below and tell us where you're watching from. Stay tuned, because Ava's about to step into the spotlight. The military ceremony in Raleigh, North Carolina, was just days away, and I, Ava Reynolds, was in my small apartment, preparing to reveal my true role as an Army linguist who decoded classified intel for the operation codenamed Iron Pulse. My sister, Olivia, a marketing executive, had mocked me as just a translator, dismissing my work, while my parents, Ellen and David, praised her high-flying career. They didn't know I held top-secret clearance, briefed generals, and saved lives with my translations. At the ceremony, General Marcus Hale would honor my team, and I'd ensure my contributions were known, letting Olivia's words crumble in front of a crowd. I'd spent weeks gathering evidence to secure my moment, knowing Olivia's charisma could overshadow me if I wasn't prepared. I had a commendation letter from General Hale stating, "Sergeant Reynolds' translations were critical to Iron Pulse's success." Mission logs credited me with decoding encrypted messages that prevented an ambush in 2024. Secure emails to Colonel Sarah Blake detailed my briefings to top officials. I also had a performance review from my commanding officer, Major Tom Ellis, praising my unseen leadership. My teammate, Lieutenant Ryan Cole, had seen me in action. "Ava, you're the reason we succeeded," he said over lunch in Raleigh. "Why let Olivia steal the spotlight?" I gripped my coffee, my voice low. "She'll see when the general speaks." I needed to ensure my role was highlighted at the ceremony. I emailed Colonel Blake requesting a specific mention of my contributions during General Hale's speech. "I want my work acknowledged," I wrote. She replied, "You've earned it, Ava." The general's been briefed. Ryan connected me with Emma Ward, a Raleigh news reporter covering the event. I sent her another anonymous tip. "The ceremony's hero isn't who you think. Watch the linguist." Emma replied, "I'm ready. This sounds huge." I wanted Olivia's shock live-streamed, her dismissal exposed to Raleigh's elite. Back in Raleigh, I played the quiet translator at a family dinner before the ceremony. The dining room was warm, but the mood was all about Olivia's latest ad campaign. Mom gushed, "Liv, you're unstoppable." Dad nodded. "Ava, still doing that translation stuff?" Olivia smirked, passing the potatoes. "She just speaks other people's words. Not exactly high stakes." I smiled, saving her text from earlier. "Don't bore us at the ceremony, Ava." They didn't know I'd be in uniform, standing with my unit, not in the audience with them. I dropped hints saying, "Work's been intense." But Mom laughed. "Intense paperwork?" Their ignorance was my edge. I needed allies to amplify my role. Ryan agreed to speak at the ceremony if needed, confirming my work on Iron Pulse. "You saved lives, Ava," he said over a secure call. "I'll back you." I also contacted Sergeant Maria Lopez, a signals analyst who'd worked with me on the mission. "Your translations cracked the code," she said. "I'll testify to that." Maria had logs showing my real-time decoding under pressure. Their support was my shield. Olivia had charm, but I had truth. I prepared a short statement for after the general's speech, explaining my role without sounding petty. I outlined my work, translating Arabic and Pashto intercepts, briefing generals, and guiding a unit to safety. I included excerpts from Hale's letter and Ellis's review, framing me as a key player. I practiced in my apartment, pacing before a mirror, my voice calm but commanding. I researched military protocol, confirming commendations were public and verifiable. My evidence, letters, logs, emails, would hold against any pushback. Olivia sensed something. At the dinner, she cornered me. "Ava, you're not planning to make a scene at the ceremony, are you?" Her tone was sweet but sharp. I shrugged, clearing plates. "Just there to support Liv." Dad overheard, adding, "Don't embarrass Liv with your little job." I saved his text. "Stay in the background, Ava." Their arrogance fueled me. They thought I was insignificant. Mom called later, her voice patronizing. "Focus on Liv's moment, not yours." I smiled into the phone, silent. I needed media to amplify the moment. Emma Ward's crew would live stream the ceremony with access to Raleigh's news outlets. I sent another tip. "The linguist's role is the story. Don't miss the general's speech." Emma replied, "We're locked in." I wanted Olivia's dismissal broadcast live, her star image fading. I also contacted my unit's public affairs officer, Captain Jenna Hart, sending a note. "Ensure Sergeant Reynolds' contributions are noted." She replied, "General Hale's got your name on the list." My evidence was backed up on a USB and cloud server, ready for any challenge. I spent nights refining my presence for the ceremony, polishing my army dress uniform, its linguist badge gleaming. I reviewed Iron Pulse's impact, saving a unit, disrupting a hostile network, with slides I'd share if asked to speak. One slide showed Olivia's text, anonymized but clear. "She's not important." My delivery was sharp, professional, designed to expose the truth without bitterness. I also studied the ceremony's program, confirming General Hale's speech was the highlight. My role would be undeniable. The day before the ceremony, I got a call from Colonel Blake. "Ava, the general's emphasizing your work. Be ready." My heart raced. She confirmed I'd be recognized. I packed my uniform, its medals for service pinned neatly. I texted Ryan, "It's time." He replied, "You're about to shut them down." I called Maria, confirming she'd be there. "Olivia's gonna choke," she said, laughing. I stood in my apartment, staring at Raleigh's skyline. My family thought I was just a translator. Tomorrow, General Hale would show them I was the reason lives were saved. Hey, if you're loving this revenge story, smash that subscribe button for Revenge Line. We drop epic family drama and takedowns every week. Comment below and tell us where you're watching from. Stay tuned because Ava's about to take the stage. The Raleigh, North Carolina Convention Center was alive with anticipation, its auditorium packed with military personnel, city officials, and a live stream camera broadcasting to local news outlets. I, Ava Reynolds, stood with my Army unit in my dress uniform, linguist badge gleaming, ready to be honored for my role in Iron Pulse, a classified operation where my translations saved lives. My sister Olivia, a marketing executive, had mocked me as just a translator, dismissing my work while my parents, Ellen and David, praised her career. They didn't know I decoded intercepted intel, briefed generals, and guided missions. Today, General Marcus Hale would take the podium, and Olivia's words would crumble before a silent crowd. My allies, Lieutenant Ryan Cole and Sergeant Maria Lopez, stood beside me, ready to confirm my contributions. Emma Ward, a Raleigh news reporter, was in the press pool, her camera crew capturing every moment. Olivia sat in the audience with Mom and Dad, expecting to network with VIPs, unaware I was part of the honored unit. My evidence was secure. A commendation letter from General Hale, mission logs crediting my translations, and emails detailing my briefings. I was ready for the truth to rewrite my place in the family. The ceremony began with a military band, flags waving under bright lights. Colonel Sarah Blake introduced the event, praising Iron Pulse's success in thwarting a 2024 ambush. Olivia, in a sleek dress, whispered to Mom, loud enough for nearby Rose to hear. "Ava's just a translator. She just speaks other people's words. She's not important." Heads turned, some chuckling, others frowning. I stood tall with my unit, my face calm but my heart racing. Ryan squeezed my arm, whispering, "She's about to eat those words." Maria nodded, her eyes fierce. "Wait for the general." General Hale took the podium, his presence commanding silence. The camera zoomed in, the live stream humming. Iron Pulse succeeded because of one soldier's brilliance, he said, his voice steady. Sergeant Ava Reynolds, step forward. The room froze, gasps rippling. Olivia's jaw dropped, her program slipping to the floor. I stepped forward, my uniform crisp, saluting sharply. Hale continued. Without her, none of us would have made it back. He held up my commendation letter. Her translations of encrypted messages saved a unit from ambush. She briefed me personally, guiding our strategy. The crowd erupted in applause, cameras catching Olivia's face paling. I took the microphone, my voice clear. I'm honored to serve, I said, holding up a mission log. My translations identified the threat, coordinating our response. I showed an email from Colonel Blake. Reynolds' work was pivotal. The screens projected it, the audience murmuring. Olivia stood, her voice shrill. She's just a translator. This is a mistake. General Hale raised a hand. Mrs. Reynolds decoded intel under fire, saving lives. She's not just anything. Ryan stepped forward, adding, I saw Ava work. She's the backbone of Iron Pulse. Maria followed, holding up logs. Her translations cracked the code in real time. The crowd roared, standing to applaud. Emma Ward's crew zoomed in, the livestream beaming to Raleigh's viewers. Mom and Dad sat stunned, their faces flushed. Olivia tried to recover, shouting, She's my sister. She's not that important. Hale's eyes narrowed. Ma'am, your sister's why we're here. He pinned a meritorious service medal on my uniform, saying, Sergeant Reynolds, you're a credit to the Army. The cameras caught every second, Olivia sinking into her seat, her charm shattered. Colonel Blake took the podium, detailing Iron Pulse's impact, disrupting a hostile network, saving 50 soldiers. Ava's work was the key, she said, projecting my performance review. Unseen leadership. The audience clapped again, some turning to stare at Olivia. I spoke briefly, my tone steady. My family called me just a translator. I let my work speak. I showed Olivia's text, anonymized. She's not important. The crowd gasped, whispers spreading. Emma Ward scribbled furiously, her headline forming, Translator saves mission, silences doubters. The ceremony ended with my unit receiving a standing ovation. Olivia tried to approach, her voice shaky. Ava, I didn't know. I cut her off, my eyes firm. You never asked, Liv. You dismissed me. Mom and Dad called later, their voices trembling. Ava, we're so proud, I replied. You believed Olivia without asking me. I'm done proving myself. The Raleigh News ran the story. Linguist's heroic stun family at ceremony. I returned to my unit, promoted to staff sergeant, leading a new intel team. Olivia's social media went quiet, her star status dimmed. My parents invited me to dinner, offering apologies. I declined, focusing on my work. I stood outside the convention center, Raleigh's skyline glowing, my medal pinned to my uniform. They called me just a translator. General Hale showed them I was the reason lives were saved. Hey, if you loved this epic takedown, smash that subscribe button for Revenge Line. We drop the best family drama and revenge stories every week. Comment below and tell us where you're watching from. Thanks for joining us.